there are tons of combats, tons of bots, tons of cores in this game, and it can be very overwhelming, especially for newer players, because game doesn't really tell you anything what works, what you should, combine together. It pretty much just gives you things and lets you, figure it out, right? And for that exact reason, I want to help a lot of people, and this is where I compiled this list that contains several build options for every single bot currently in the game, and it is being gradually updated as the meta goes on. So link will always be in the description. So check it out, and it will always be up to date. But yeah, I made this list, and it has many build options from meta to flexible to beginner builds, to give you an idea what really works. And the list is made strictly for offense. For defense builds, you go to my outpost list. That should include all viable outpost options with their respective builds for defense, but this is strictly for offense only. And yeah, I do have a couple of notes here. So yeah, the date format is days first, then month, then year, just so you have an idea of how up to date this is. Both colors represent classes that are taken away from their charts, and you can see multiple explanations for colors on the other list that I have on this link. So you can access all of these lists on the link. Um, so yeah, first, for example, let's take Optimus Prime. So here we have bot name and all the bots, and here's, yes, Optimus Prime, and here we see a couple of builds for him. So build 1, we see my Cronus, that is a core, plus Enrox slash Fireglide. That means the combat, and for Autobots it will be Enrox, for Decepticons it is Fireglide. Same thing as here, for example, Autobots have Optimus Prime, Decepticons have Megatron, that's why you have this slash here, right? And I also put here or Forge like Forge of Solus, because it works very similarly. It is also a weapon that improves survivability, and this is more of a survivability support type base build, which works extremely well for someone like Optimus and Megatron. Now, you may see I have a build 1, build 2, build 3, build 4, then flexible build, and then beginner build. So does it necessarily mean that build 1 is the best? I think it absolutely depends, and it will depends on the bot. So it's a bit, hard for me to determine. For in majority of cases, it is what I would suggest first, something that is my favorite. But in some cases, like for example, Beachcomber and Deluge, build 1 is absolutely the best build, and others are, you know, um, there. But yeah, in this case, for example, the build 1 would be what I would suggest first, but of course check out what the other builds do. Check out the scores and combats, what do they do, so you can adapt it to your team, because you should adapt it to your team in the end, because you are using a team to fight based on just a single bot. And the flexible build should give you an idea of what works in general. For example, if you do not have the specific exact setup, they should give you an idea of what is compatible, and just give you a general idea, right? And beginner build are pretty much for beginners. People who, newer players who have limited combats to work with, and need, a general guideline for what really works. So yeah, that's the for this. And yeah, I do have some abbreviations that I've explained over here. So yeah, AT is Alpha Trion, Prime Core, VM is Volatile Mixture, and so on. So all of these abbreviations that you will see, I've explained what they mean, so players have an idea. And yeah, I also try to, for example, you see how purple is alternating here, and same thing here. This pink is a bit alternating. That's just to make it a bit more readable, because if it is all merged into one color, people can really lose track of it. So that's why you see the colors are a bit alternating. But this is still yellow, just lighter yellow. This is still blue, just a different hue. And so yeah, that's pretty much made for the case of easier readability. But yeah, I suppose I don't want to make this video too long, so that's pretty much it. Again, link for all of the builds is in the description. Feel free to go and check them out. They will always be up to date. You can always see the date when they were last updated, and I hope that you will find this helpful, and that should give you a general idea of what works for majority of bots, because again, there are so many bots in this game. So yeah, thank you for watching, and really appreciate everyone who stayed until the end of the video. Truly thank you. And we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is the first step for ad revenue. And in terms of watch hours, I'm halfway there. So as soon as I get monetized from the ad revenue, I absolutely adding cyber pass giveaways. I'm gonna be giving away cyber passes to people as soon as I get monetized. So feel free to share the video, like, subscribe, help me get there, and who knows, you might win. Absolutely, because I'm planning to give several cyber passes a month. Ideally, as many as many as I can. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.